welcome to Glasgow Rangers Nation with me, your host, Owen James, channel that brings you all the latest Rangers news, guys. We've got, well, not really the end of SkooshGate. It does continue. Hope you like the graphic this morning. There we go. I definitely think we should be selling those in the club shop. Sell them in the club shop, give them to the fans, and we'll skoosh them all in the next half. Can you imagine Ibrox, right? If we gave those out, if they were on the seats, right, and the two teams went out and all our fans just gone their players, and some of them are going all over their fans. Can you imagine the outrage? It would be hilarious. I don't think I'd stop laughing for about a month and leave it. I actually need a laugh today. Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Let's do it. Do it, Rangers. Do it. So we've got some news about SkooshGate, as the police have ruled on that, but apparently the SFA have not yet ruled on that. Strange, isn't it? Please make one comment. SFA could make another. And then you've got, obviously, we've got a bit of news on the takeover. More news on that. We've also got some news about former Rangers player Ryan Kent and his new club. And it's not Rangers, don't panic for all those of you who hate Ryan Kent. So look, we've got a fair bit to cover in the video this morning. So please obviously subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on the free content. Remember, it's free here, guys. We don't charge you. We don't hide stuff behind paywalls and say you've got to pay for this and pay for that. That's not how we work here. We don't ask you for a paid subscription either. You know, that's not what we do here at Glasgow Rangers Nation, guys. I believe firmly that fans should not have to pay for content on their teams. If you do want to support the channel, you can become a member, 99p. You can do a super thanks. You can do whatever you need to give the channel a bit of moolah. Right, let's talk a little bit of SkooshGate. As we know, Václav Černý was under investigation from the police because he sprayed water over the poor Celtic fans, and they were, you know, traumatized by this event. They were made to feel really upset about it. I mean, look, we've had all the theories as to why they're upset. You know, because it was water and they don't like water on them. You know, I mean, obviously it would cause more of an issue if it had soap in it. You've heard some hilarious comments from Celtic fans. You know, like, for example, there could have been anything in the water bottle. Yeah, water, because it's a water bottle which players drink out of. So yeah, there could have been anything in that water bottle. There could have been battery acid in the water bottle. I mean, why there would be battery acid in a water bottle next to a bench where footballers drink out of, God only knows. But, you know, their little Timmy minds, you know how they work. Someone also saying that it could have been Lucozade and it could have caused someone who had a citrus allergy to have anaphylactic shock. Okay, yeah, whatever. Just hilarious. I mean, seriously, just look, let's all face it, they just made themselves look stupid, didn't they? I mean, I know it's not hard. I know they do it on a regular basis, but, you know, there we go. Anyway, the police have concluded their investigations, and you know what? It actually, the thing that annoys me the most is people wasting police time, and whoever actually came out and actually went to the police about this, they should be charged with wasting police time, and they should get a community sentence or a fine or something else for wasting police time, because that's what they did. And if it's the Celtic Football Club, they should get a fine. If it's one of their fans, they should get a community sentence and some sort of fine as well for wasting police time. So what have the police ruled? Well, Poilice Scotland have ruled that there is no charges to face because there was, quelle surprise, no criminality involved in getting squirted with water. Yeah, well, we all knew that, didn't we? I mean, let's face it, every single one of us knew there was no criminality, apart from the green and grey side. They didn't know that because they're deluded. But yeah, there's no criminality involved. Of course there wasn't, because, I mean, seriously, if we start charging people with assault for squirting someone with a water bottle, well, that's water fights out. Kids, you can't have water fights anymore because someone might take offence to it and go and ask for one of you to be charged with assault. Pantos can't squirt the audience with water anymore. You know, it's just absolutely ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. Alton Towers, Thorpe Park, Drayton Manor would all have to close their water rides because if people got wet, they might sue for assault. Honestly, I'd love to sit down with one of the Celtic officials and say, do you realise how stupid this has made you look? And point out these examples and get their responses to it, because it would be interesting, wouldn't it? But yeah, no charges for Václav Černý. Good news indeed. However, on the other side, on the flip side, apparently the SFA are still investigating and they may still charge Václav Černý. So the police say that nothing happened, it was no criminality, it was not an offence, yet the SFA appear to know better, or they seem to think they know better, and may charge him with an offence. I mean, realistically, you could not genuinely make it up, could you? If the SFA have I can't believe I'm going to say this, and I apologise in advance. If the SFA have any common sense, I know that's a scary thought because I know that Neil Doncaster doesn't know what the words common and sense mean, and I know the SFA have zero common sense. But let's hope that revelation may occur overnight and a miracle might happen, and they have some. They'll just go, "Shut up, Celtic! Don't be so pathetic. It's nothing wrong with that. Get on with it." Because that's what they should do. They won't, because he's a Rangers player, so he'll probably get like a 6-game ban or something because he squirted the poor Celtic fans with water, and we can't have Celtic upset, can we? Because we know the SFA love Celtic. So yeah, there still could be SFA charges against him. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I don't get it. I mean, seriously. So stadium. So I mean, let's put it on onto the side. So the SFA, will they bring charges against Celtic fans for throwing metal objects at Rangers players? No. Will they bring charges against Celtic the football club, for failing to control their fans, for allowing their fans to spit on our players and spit on our manager, which actually is disgusting. If you spit on someone, you are the lowest form of life on planet Earth. You really are. But look, at the end of the day, let's get some realism in this. Let's get some common sense. Again, dangerous word. Common sense into this, and let's just get on with life. Throw it out. Forget about it. Move on. Ignore the green and grey side. They are mentally ill. They are deluded. They have got something wrong with them. They don't. They've lost their grasp on reality. We know that. So let's obviously deal with it and move on, guys. I'd love to know your thoughts on SkooshGate and all the latest news around it. Like I said, SFA. This is your chance to prove that you're not as big a joke as we think you are. Okay, so the takeover. What's happening with the takeover? So let's get things right. If you ask, let's see. I mean, look, personally, I'm not prepared to accept this takeover is going to happen until the experts on the other side of the city tell us it's going to happen. Because let's face it, as well as being the chief financial experts for Scotland, they are also experts on business law, experts on business, and experts on legal matters, because they are just plain geniuses, apparently. So they've told us that this takeover is not going to take place because of the red tape and because of the fact that obviously that the 49ers own Leeds, and they can't own Leeds, and they can't own the Rangers. They've told us that. So it's got to be true, hasn't it? Because they've told us it. So, well, actually, I'm here to tell you that they don't know what they're talking about. Again, like, they don't know what they're talking about when it comes to money, when they don't know what they're talking about when it comes to the club. They know nothing. They know absolutely nothing. Their obsession is pathetic. It's just, I mean, it is bordering on being mentally unstable. But let's get one thing straight. The takeover will go ahead because, look, I guarantee you that the 49ers and Andrew Kavanagh have far better legal minds working on this than Declan from the East End of Glasgow, or Liam from the Republic of Ireland. I'm just kind of going with the fact that the 49ers, Jed York, Parag Marath, Andrew Kavanagh will have slightly better lawyers who know slightly better than Declan. I'm just thinking this could be the case. So anyway, they will have worked out that because of this way that the takeover is being done, the rule states that a person or party or business cannot solely own another football club. Okay, so you can't buy Leeds and Rangers and own Leeds and Rangers. Well, the 49ers will not solely own Rangers. Andrew Kavanagh is also taking a share of the club. Therefore, they do not have sole ownership of that football club. So, the law of the EFL, which is actually going to change in June, doesn't apply in this case. So that's the first thing. So Declan, Liam, you're wrong. So that's the first bit. Okay. So that's fact number one. Fact number two. Okay. Fact number two is that actually listening to people who know what they're talking about, business experts, financial experts, etc., they have said that the red tape is now put to bed, it is sorted, and this takeover should be done by the end of April, at the latest by the beginning of May. So by the end of April or just on the start of May, the takeover will be rubber stamped, done, dusted, and completed. Okay, so the takeover will go ahead, despite what Declan and Liam may tell you. Okay, their feeble attempts to put us off or to lie about it. They don't obviously know what the rules are because they're just making it up. So there you go. So we know now that by the end of April or just on the beginning of May, this takeover will be completed. Now, that for me is the perfect time for them to complete the takeover, just towards the end of the season. Gives them obviously more time to look at the managers, start to build the transfer budget, start to work with Niels Koppen and others to obviously put in place targets and start to work on those targets for the summer. And as well as that, it gives them from April, May time to start to work on filling the job positions that need to be filled within the club. So the sporting director, the academy head academy coach, all those jobs that need to be filled. It gives them time from the end of April to the start of May throughout the entire summer then to work on that and get that right. Obviously, the manager is a priority, getting that right, although I do think they'll probably appoint the sporting director first because he will have a say on who the new manager is going to be and work from there. Some people have said it could be Greta Steinson. I don't know. He is the sporting director at Leeds. It's whether they're prepared to change his role. I don't know. But he does seem to go everywhere that Parag Marathe and Andrew Kavanagh go. He does seem to be everywhere. So yeah, there you go. But the good news, nonetheless, the takeover will be done by the end of April, start of May. Right, let's move along a little bit more. Ryan Kent. Right, look, some of you love him, some of you hate him. Look, whatever your thoughts on Ryan Kent are, he did well when he was here, apart from that last season. Particularly the Europa League run was absolutely phenomenal. He probably could have been sold for an incredible amount of money, after the end of that Europa League run. However, he has been without a club since, I think it was March time, or actually no, before that, wasn't it? It was November time, October, November time, that Fenerbahce cancelled his contract. Weird, because we could have actually played against him in the Europa League. That would have been strange, wouldn't it? It would have been interesting to see the reaction Ryan got coming back to Ibrox. Now, of course, upon his contract being cancelled, there was a lot of reports going around, a lot of suspicion going around that he could obviously come back to Rangers. Philippe Clement appeared to indicate that he liked the player, and it seemed to be on at that point. However, obviously it didn't go through. There was no truth in it, and he now has a new club on a short-term contract. He is signed with the Seattle Sounders in the MLS, so he's gone across to America to play in the MLS. So look, at least he has a club. No matter what you think of him, you've got to say, I'll tell you what, I wish him all the best. No ill feelings towards him now. Just hope he has a successful time out in America. Hope he does well at Seattle. Hope he secures a long-term contract. And, he has the opportunity to be a success in the future. I mean, all the very best to him. Absolutely all the very best to him. Look, guys, let us know what you think of the stories we've covered in this video this morning. It'd be interesting to get your take on that. Now, obviously, as well, we're going to start building up to the game against Hibs on Saturday. It'd be interesting to see how that one turns out, especially given our very bad record at home in the last 4 games, having lost the last 4. Not good. That needs to be turned around starting on Saturday. Look, managerial-wise, I'm sure that'll be settled in due course, and I think it's clear that a lot of people want Barry. Look, I wasn't saying the other day that Marco Rosa was going to get the job. I was just saying that his name had been heavily linked, and there was a lot of reports saying he was the 49ers' preferred candidate. As I've said all along, if Barry gets the job, fantastic. I will back him 1,000,000%. I love Barry to bits. If he doesn't get the job, then I'll back whoever the new manager is 1,000,000%. All the very best to whoever the new manager is. And I don't care, personally, if he's a Rangers man, not a Rangers man, if he's Scottish, he's English, he's Irish, he's Madagascan, he's from out of Mongolia. As long as he's the best person for the job and he wins trophies for Rangers, I genuinely couldn't give a monkey's where he comes from. One of the names I did see linked this morning, Sean Dyche. I genuinely hope that guy doesn't come anywhere near our club. He is a dreadfully boring manager. Not good at all. If you thought Clement's football was boring, wait until you see Dyche's. Right, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you for watching Glasgow Rangers Nation. Please obviously like, comment, subscribe, and obviously share the video too. Thank you for watching. Wishing you all the best, guys. And remembering, we are the people.